All right. Thanks for joining, everyone. We're really excited for a great evening this evening of pitches for our May 1st event. It is starting to feel like spring. We got a beautiful view outside today, and yeah, excited to have such a full room in here today. So without further ado, it's with gratitude and respect that we acknowledge that today we are gathered on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. I'd like to start by just thanking our sponsors and partners. You may see a few new logos on here that we haven't had before, and so really excited to be bringing on some new sponsors. We'll be talking about those a little bit later. But as always, our legal sponsor, Fasken, obviously the location sponsor we have today for SFU Venture Labs, Go Recruitment, HR specialists, sales primers, the sales experts, Bonsai Growth for non-dilutive and other capital opportunities, Western Pacific Trust for your RSP TFSA eligibility. We have Manning Elliott is a new sponsor for accounting and audits. And then BCIT, we have a new sponsor as well with their Enactus program. We'll be hearing from them. Volition for pitch coaching. Future Standard is a new sponsor for financial and business sort of preparation for raising capital. I'll be introducing David a little later for that. Tandem Innovation for your financial planning support. And In West Ventures, who's integral for our startup visa program. So we also are partners with Keiretsu Forum. We are great friends and they're great partners that if you don't know too much about them, I definitely recommend looking into them. They are looking at companies generally sort of the pre-Series A, little bit later stage than what you'll find at VANTEC. They are sort of the Pacific Northwest region, but do look at companies across the United States. Really for angels that are getting into investing, I really think it's a great opportunity for you to be able to learn from peers, do due diligence together. So definitely recommend Keiretsu. NRC IRAP is really, really important to us as well. Without them, we would not be able to provide the services that we provide to startups to help them in preparing for these presentations. So they are really, really helpful for, well, providing the capital that makes all of that happen. We also have Future Standard. I mentioned is a new sponsor of ours, and Future Standard, David, if you'd like to come up, I'd love to have you say a few words. David is a good friend that we have met through our dealings in this ecosystem, but David will say a little bit more about what he offers and what he's working on. But we have a new workshop that you have coined frictionless data rooms, which is to really help companies prepare what investors are looking for so that it can be as effortless and frictionless as possible for you to make that investment. So this was the first month that we did the workshop. We had our full presenters were permitted to come and join the workshop, learn from David, and I've only received amazing feedback about it. And so hopefully if you're interested in these companies, you'll ask them for their data room and to dive into the next steps, and they will have something really, really clean and frictionless for you. So David, tell us a little bit more.
Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you giving me a chance to say a few words. So yeah, I'm new sponsor of VANTEC. Very happy to be a sponsor. My name is David Steinley. I'm by profession, I'm a CPA. I've been doing fractional CFO work for about 5 years now. And it was in the last few years I went on my own, and I've really been doing a lot of thinking about, how can I talk about what I do? Because I feel like there's more than just the numbers, right? I've had that feeling for quite some time, and really, finally, in the last few months, come up with a way to describe it. And for me, what I do for my clients is help them make decisions, okay? So it comes down to, can we come up together with a plausible and a desirable version of the future, one that the founder can go after and, in that way, come up with a good path forward. And that's how I help, right? So I deal with organizing information, creating systems, and making it usable for the founder to go off and do things like raise money and make it last. And now that I've been doing this work for a while, I want to take it a step further and start creating educational content. So Future Standard is the consulting practice, but it's also now I'm going to add on the educational component. So Future Standard Academy is all of these lessons I've learned and accumulated I'm going to be sharing them on YouTube. I'm going to be sharing them through newsletters, through workshops like here at VANTEC, and eventually courses. And I just want to become known for the quality of the education that I can provide to founders and those who want to understand better how startups grow. So that's about me. I also want to say, now that I'm more familiar with what VANTEC does in the process that the founders go through, I got to say that I'm really, I'm proud to be a part of it first off. And second, I think it's just incredible how much Aaron and Lindsay and the rest of the team at VANTEC are putting into putting these, the pitch events on and curating them, but also for helping founders and supporting them with feedback and, the workshops. And I think it's really invaluable for the founders to do this in terms of their professional development. So kudos to them. Like I say, proud to be a part of it. I look forward to doing this for many years to come and building more long-term relationships. So look forward to meeting more of you as well.
Next, I'd like to chat a little bit about BCIT and the Enactus program. And this is, you may have seen some of the younger folks with their BCIT pins on their jacket, which are really nice, by the way, I must say. I've got to get some of those for myself. But this partnership is because we are helping companies that are at a really, really early stage, and it starts often in the universities. And I think it's so important for us to be working with universities, mentoring students, it goes both ways with mentorship there. I've learned a ton from doing mentors or being a mentor for students. But really this partnership is to show our support of what they're doing. And I'm going to have Ethan come up and talk a little bit about Enactus. But we also have them as a new location sponsor at the BCIT Tech Collider, which is just around the corner. As you can see, we have a very full room today, and we are continuing to add more and more members, which is just phenomenal to see. I'm loving the trajectory that we are on, but we do need more space. So BCIT Tech Collider is a great spot. You can come up, Ethan. And so we are going to be hosting about 3 or 4 events per year at the Tech Collider. Our first one is going to be July at the Tech Collider, so really excited for that. But obviously, we'll give you lots of reminders about that. Make sure you show up to the right place. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about the partnership. I'll hand it over to you. If I think of anything else, I'll say it. Cool.
Thank you, Aaron. And we'll get you a pin. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm here from Enactus BCIT. We're a fully student-run organization that practices and celebrates sustainable entrepreneurship within Vancouver. Through our own initiatives, we support students with educational resources, building partnerships, and connecting them with the resources that they need to go out and start their own businesses. Hopefully, we can be a part of building Vancouver's next sustainable entrepreneurs. We're incredibly excited to be partnering with VANTEC. I think you guys share a lot of those same values. And as students who are, working vigorously in our own courses, we're incredibly excited, and we see the value here of just being in these rooms with all you people. So if you're interested in learning more about Enactus or VANTEC, you want to connect with us, just take a look. We have the BCIT pins here. Come chat us, and we'd love to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I should mention that they're student volunteers as well, so it is a luxury for us to have to help out with these events as well. And we may even see them present on stage here at some point, I'm hoping. So have them go through our programming, show them what it's like, and then feed them to the sharks. All right. So thank you so much, Ethan. All right. Next up, I'd like to just remind everyone that we're a community. VANTEC is here. We've got amazing entrepreneurs, we've got angel investors that are looking to support these companies, not just with the financial backing, but also with their expertise, experience, their network. And we also have amazing sponsors and service providers that are part of our community as well. I would like to do something a little bit different today, and it's something that we're kicking off. So if you are a newish member, then I would love to chat with you and invite you up at some point as well. But we've got a brand new member in the room, Sean Ma. If you would like to come up and just say a few words, I'd love to introduce you. I think it's really important for when we do have new members come that we know who they are, that we open our arms and welcome them and get to know them. So Sean, come on up. I'd love to, give him a round of applause. All right. So Sean, thank you so much for coming tonight and for joining as a new member. I would love if you could tell us a little bit about what you do outside of angel investing and for work and all that sort of stuff, maybe a little bit of your background and interests. That would be really helpful.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shen, and a newcomer. It's really a privilege to join all of you at this event. I moved to Vancouver just last November from Beijing, China, and where I spent a decades with working venture capital and startup incubations, closely associated with the Peking University and its vast alumni network. And we, supported by Peking University and the alumni network, we were labeled to support more than 50,000 startups and founders back in China, providing guidance and resources by entrepreneur bootcamp, quite like a BC IT or TI. BCIT is gorgeous. And one of the my decision to relocate to the Vancouver was heavily influenced not only by the Thrive tech community here, the tech industry here, but also by the passion of my passion on outdoors. Basically, I am an enthusiastic trail runner, even more a race director. So every day in Vancouver, the rugged landscape of the mountains of Vancouver offers everyday daily adventures for me. In the past several months, I have already run over Mountain Seymour, Cyprus, and like the Grouse and the Lanes Valley and the Hines and Lions Base and the West Lines, and almost most parts of trees on the beautiful, amazing trails in North Vancouver. So again, thank you very much. And second, thank you for your welcome here. I'm excited to share my experience and insight, basically in China market, but more, and I'm equally eager to communicate and learn from the wealth of knowledge of this network to build a more wonderful Thrive community here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sean. Excellent. And in talking, I feel like you've probably seen more of the mountains than I have in years and in months. You're just doing them a whole lot faster. So welcome to VANTEC. We're really pleased to have you. All right. So please open your arms. Welcome Sean, and his partner is here as well. Laura, of course. All right. So I would next like to just quickly talk about the membership. We really do obviously have great supporters, sponsors, but we do run off our members and the membership dollars that come in for that. But for that, we do have a lot of pitch events. We have 11 per year. That's a high volume of deals, more than you'll see at most places. We have more than 100 pre-vetted companies, and these are the companies that they go through our pre-screening, our qualification, and that's something that you can be a part of as well. We want to invite you, we want to learn from you, from one another, to find the best companies. And so it's not just the deals that come to VANTEC and to me, but the deals that come to you as well. And we want you to share those deals. Last one here is share the deal flow, find co-investors, and then obviously building your network of other angel investors. So we'll chat a little bit more about that later, but please talk to me if you are interested in a VANTEC membership. Really, really excited. This is our 25th year anniversary. So we've been doing this, I haven't been doing this. Thelzel and Mike have been doing this for 25 years now, and it's a huge milestone. It's been let's give a round of applause. And I'm really excited to celebrate this. And I couldn't be more proud that we have been able to secure a partnership with BDC to put on what's going to be one of the best events of the summer. It's on July 10th. It is at the Stack building, which is the new one on Melville Street. It's the rooftop patio there. We are going to be the first event to ever be hosted on that rooftop. It's sure to be an amazing time. So we will be sending out an invite to our members for that tomorrow with the post-event email. So one more reason to become a member of VANTEC. Next, I'd like to get into some of the community announcements here. We always want to share what's happening around town. We have a newsletter, sign up for that. We will put these sorts of things in here. Really, we're looking for whatever is going to be interesting to you, our members. And so the first one is one of my favorite events. Actually, there's a lot of really great events here, but one of my favorite events, and one of the ones that was the first one that I came to when I came into this ecosystem, was the investor showcase put on by EAUBC and Hatch. And I have Chang Han from EAUBC here to tell us a little bit more about this. But mark this date down, May 7th, 4 to 8. You're going to see some amazing companies that are coming out of their incubator accelerator there. But I'll hand it over to you.
Founders, investors, ecosystem partners, service providers, those who want to see the best new tech. Next week on Tuesday at Robson Square downtown, we have our investor showcase. This is a once-a-year event put on by the accelerator and incubator at the University of British Columbia. Now, you may not know that we are one of the first big in-person events shortly after COVID, and we had attracted over 100 investors at that time in real life, and then we had a number online. This year, it's going to be in real life only. We have over 145 investors already registered. More than half of the 17 ventures that you will see pitch on stage have not pitched publicly before. So for investors, this is going to be brand new deal flow you have not seen yet. Of the other half who have pitched a few times, half of them have not previously been raising. But these are the ventures who have been prepared and who are now actively seeking the funding to grow and scale their venture to the next level and provide a positive impact to our world. Join me and the rest of the entrepreneurship at UBC community on Tuesday. If you haven't already registered, come see me. I'm going to be around all evening. I'll give you a direct Eventbrite link.
All right. So, Chang, I will definitely see you there next Tuesday. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So I think it's really important to note that we have some, there are great organizations, great events, all of these sorts of things. VANTEC is just one place. And if you're going to get ingrained in this ecosystem and get to know the different players and find your deal flow channels and your co-investors, get out to as many events as possible. It certainly is something that I do, and I love it. That's what makes this this ecosystem is just the fact that we are all working together and collaborating. We also have the funding fundamentals. Apologies. So this is more for entrepreneurs. It's part of the New Ventures BC competition. That is one of my favorite competitions that we do in the city. New Ventures does a great job of finding companies, preparing them. I think they get 300 companies and whittle it down to, obviously the top company, but the competition spans over a number of months. And so this is one of those events that's supporting those companies. We are also getting close to Vancouver Startup Week. And this, I feel, is a really great time of the year as well. It's 8 jam-packed days between May 31st and June 7th. Write this one down or take a photo. There's a 25% off coupon for everyone that's here today. VSW 10 years. That's because it's their 10th year anniversary. And it's an amazing opportunity to meet investors, entrepreneurs, service providers. Everybody comes together for this event. And then VEF, another great organization, is doing an event for investing for good on May 21st. So definitely, I think VEF, one thing I would recommend, they have a really great calendar. Get on there and take a look at what are the events coming up. They do a good job of curating the events around town as well. Next, I'd like to open it up as well for members that may have an announcement. So Always want to give you an opportunity to say a few words about any deals that you're looking at, any events that are coming up that I may not have mentioned already, any programs that you're putting on, really anything. This is your opportunity to say a few words. I do have someone in the audience that I've got planted already, but I want to see if anybody has anything they'd like to say. All right, so I'd like to invite Jerry Kroll and his team. I believe it's Natalie and Gabriel. If you'd all like to come up, or if just Jerry, it's totally fine. But to tell you a little bit about Longevity, we've heard before, but also the collaboration with Body Comp Imaging here. So Jerry, over to you.
Great, thanks.
Of course.
Big new deals. The DEXA full body health scan is a pretty big hit, helping people get more energy, lose weight. We have 4 clinics in the general area. It was featured on the show You Are What You Eat on Netflix. If anybody has seen that show, it was pretty popular. So it's a 2-for-1 for couples. And we have this package here for corporate. It's something you can give to your staff and help them remain healthy and well as you go along. Beginning this month, I guess it is, we'll be having a hockey player named Kirk McLean, I guess, doing some endorsements for us on the radio. So you'll be able to hear that. If you know what DEXA is, then Nicole and Gabriel are here. They can take your questions. If you don't know what DEXA is, I recommend you find out. Again, myself, Nicole, and Gabriel will tell you about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Mike used to be a big draw. Now we're using Kirk McLean. Sorry, what was that? Longevity is a human longevity company, which is what we started. And the DEXA scan is the best gateway to get in. It was started about 16 years ago by a colleague of ours. We could, but it's not needed. We have your money. So yeah, we don't need money. We're going to get there as we go. The Longevity app comes with it as well too. So it's still in development.
A seasoned entrepreneur knows that you don't ask money, and that's how people want to invest. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can check out the Longevity app with the QR code here, or book a DEXA scan here as well. Leave it up for just a minute here. All right. So next, I'd like to invite Jackson up to chat a little bit about the startup visa program that we have as part of VANTEC. No, please come join. The startup visa program is an incredible program that's helping companies that are coming to BC to Vancouver. And so we're starting to see more companies land here and come and present at VANTEC, but I'll let you tell a little bit more about the details.
Thank you, Aaron. Yes, we have our next preview event, which is going to happen over Zoom tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are a full VANTEC member, you will receive a link in your inbox. So make sure you check that. And if you have not registered for this exciting preview event, where we're going to introduce some of the best of foreign entrepreneurs trying to make their market into Canada, definitely, you can sign up for the event at www.vantec.ca/events and look up the preview event, which is for Thursday, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look for, if you're a full member, you should see a link. If you're having difficulties, send an email to suv@vantec.ca and we'll accommodate you however we can. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jackson. All right, so just last point here, I just want to remind everybody to be wearing your investor hat here. Obviously, if you're a sponsor, you're here because you're providing some amazing services, so you get a pass. But if you are an investor and a service provider, we really do ask you that you wear your investor hat at these meetings here and have conversations, meet people, show them what other experience you have and what you can offer, because that's part of angel investing. It's not just the money. We totally get that. But at these events, we are really hoping that our entrepreneurs are going to have conversations with investors, because really that is what they are looking for. So on to the last, well, we're getting into our presentations here. If you would like to provide feedback, it's really helpful for the companies. Any feedback is welcome, and we will pass it along to the companies. If you check off that you are interested, we will give your contact info to the company so that they can make that connection. Just in case you didn't bring your business cards, you want us to make that connection, you can certainly do that. But yeah, we'll show this QR code a couple more times. We have 9 companies presenting today. I'm really excited to have 4 90-second pitches, 5 5-minute presenters. Give it up for our first entrepreneur here. We've got Emily from Goparity. And I should just mention before I hand over the mic to Emily is that they are actually closing up their pre-seed round right now, but I think this is a really interesting company that can appeal to investors in the room as a unique investment vehicle and investment opportunity. But I don't want to take all of your thunder. I'll let you tell a little bit more, but you are the target customers of this business as well. So think about it from that angle, please. All right, Emily, here you go.
Thanks, Aaron. Now, you folks probably know better than anyone that power of investing to make transformation on a business, on entire industries. I mean, investing has the power to change the world. Now, you're angels, you know that. At Goparity, we focus on harnessing investment capital from Canadian citizens, empowering them to make investments that support a sustainable and equitable future. Our platform is a self-directed investment experience where you get to finance Canadian small business loans and we do all the work. We provide you with a risk assessment and an interest rate all up front. And best of all, since it's debt financing, you get automatic repayments back into your wallet and you get to use that money to consistently invest in other upcoming projects like this one. Sober Island Oyster is a Halifax or a Nova Scotia-based oyster farm who is a family farm, and they're raising $100,000 on our platform right now to finance the purchase of a more resilient form of oyster seeds. Now, oysters have extremely high environmental benefits, and we really break down all the environmental and social impacts for all of our projects. And so the more you invest with Goparity, the more positive impact you'll create. Now, we have a community of over 50,000 people globally, but here in Canada, we've financed our first 3 projects and have over 300 investors subscribed to our platform. Our minimum investment amount is just $10, and there's absolutely no fees to invest on our platform. So really, Goparity is for everyone. But I'm not here today talking to everyone. In order to reach that audience, we need you, the people who are already creating change through their investments. So I encourage you to use the QR code. If it's not too small, give it a scan and check out our website at goparity.ca. We'd love your feedback. And yeah, feel free to join us in our mission on democratizing access to impact investing. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Emily. I'll invite Jos of Fluidworks. Give him a warm welcome.
So I'm Joseph, founder of Fluidworks. At Fluidworks, we're building a first of a kind human-like autonomous agent which can do live video calls. So the beauty is that if you're following LMs and AI, no one has done sub 1 second LM calls, and that's the real key here. So in our initial tryout with customers, we are able to reduce the time to closure almost 5x and the cost almost 50%. So as you can see, this is almost, I mean, think about a sales rep on Zoom or Meet. Our agent can do all of it, right? So it can create really personalized demo based on what customers are asking. So currently we have around almost 8+ customers in pipe. And our first customer is going live, and right now they're doing private beta testing of our product. So I'm a 3X founder. This is my 3rd startup, been working for 10 years building companies. So I mean, this is our entire team. And if you look at this, this is a set of legacy industries we're gonna, take on with our agent. We are raising $500K for generally going to market and improving our product. And yeah, so I think if you guys can check out the demo, and that's the real proof of pudding, because what I was trying to say can just amplify when you see the demo. So just check out who we are, and please give us feedback. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jos. Fantastic, an interactive AI agent. I love it. Okay, cool. So the next we have Saeed of Infinite Recycling. I will pass it over to you, Saeed, and let's give him a warm welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to have an opportunity to present regarding our project. You know about plastics and their pollution to the environment. Every year, millions of tons of plastics go to the landfill, and then after some of them, which is recycled once or twice, again they go to landfill. We cannot do physical recycling infinite time. After once or twice, it's downgraded and cannot be used anymore. So we are thinking about chemical recycling. We can do it totally as a closed loop. With PET plastic bottles, we can make raw material and then move to virgin PET. And as a closed loop, the companies that produce plastic bottles, PET bottles, can do it without using oil as the raw material. We did the pilot study with 400 kilogram per day. We used unclean bottles with caps and labels and put them into reactor and made pure terephthalic acid. We want to make a semi-industrial plant with 1 ton per day capacity and then move towards giving a license and further research and development on textile recycling. You know, many textiles are produced from PET and they can be chemically recycled again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Saeed. All right, and we have our last 90-second presenter here. I'm going to invite Andrew from TheRealView up to tell us about TheRealView.
All right, my name is Andrew Armstrong. I'm here from TheRealView. If everybody in the room here were to text any realtors they know and ask them how they feel about reviewing strata documents on a scale of 1 to 10, 10% of the responses you'd get back would be a 1, or some people going into the negative numbers. The problem is that there isn't really a good solution for this in the market right now. There's an expensive process where you can pay somebody to do it for you. It's going to take 3 or 4 days. There's an algorithmic process where they're going to highlight a few things, but you're left to do all the mental heavy lifting yourself. Or you could just do it all yourself from the get-go, but you're probably up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning the night before an offer is due. That's where TheRealView came in. We created a web platform. A realtor can log in, drag and drop any documents they want looked at, walk away. 30 minutes later, they get an email saying there's a 165-point review on the building. We're 95% cheaper than what's on the market, 99% less wait time, and we're a web-based service. So we're available 24/7, not just during regular business hours. In terms of the partnership here, my partner Chris is absolutely the technical mind behind this business, 20 years experience in systems administration and IT in general. Myself, Richard Ivey graduate, 10 years in financial services, recently in sales and business development. We're accompanied by our wives. Chris's wife, Amy, is a 1% realtor in Vancouver. My wife is a CPA, CA, and works at one of the major property developers in Vancouver. They're usually happy to kind of answer a few questions for us here and there. Our ask today is $500,000 based on a $2 million pre-money valuation. Our business is already live in the market. We're actually cash flow positive on all fulfillment expenses right now. So these funds are strictly for ongoing development, expanding our product offering, and expanding into new markets here. So we do fully expect that by the end of 2025, we'll be operating at a rate of 500% ROIC. So if that's of interest to you at all, please do. I'd be happy to answer any questions after the presentations today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrew. And in case any of you didn't know this already, Lindsay, my business partner, Lindsay Volker, who saw a minute ago, is a real estate agent. So if you don't know a real estate agent yourself, definitely chat with her about the struggles she goes through with strata documents, because I certainly did, and she didn't have anything good to say about them. So yeah, definitely chat with her about that. But I'd like to introduce our first full 5-minute presentation. One slight difference that we're going to do today is I am going to open it up for a few questions from the audience. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, we'll get into that after the presentation. But Clint from Novem, I'll invite you up here to introduce us.
I typically don't take notes, but I do have a few just in case, because the 5-minute drill, and I want to make sure. So thank you very much. I'm Clint Unseth with, pardon me? Yeah, thank you. I'm Clint Unseth, representing and founder of Novem Digital, and our focus is on the built environment. And it's all about driving cash flow. It's all about driving the asset value. And certainly we know that today there's a number of challenges. We've done this through, got a world-class team that's really built out what we call our digital risk platform. And when we talk about risk, it's not just the insurance perspective anymore. It's the risk factors behind it. We hear about sustainability, ESG reporting, but now you have to report with accuracy. For an example, how does that impact your brand? When you talk about attracting tenants, reducing op cost, how does that impact your risk-adjusted capital? And the gap around that today is data integrity. So we'll go through this, and I'll do my best within 5 minutes. Here's just a little snapshot, but what's quite interesting, when we went out and did the survey through insurance groups out of their head office in Europe, this is what we came back with, the kind of impact it's having. And if you look at commercial real estate or any type of formal built environment, closer, thank you. We're seeing 25% to 100% annual increase on your insurance fees alone. And when you look at the cost of the systems, the buildings, the assets themselves, what we learned is that CFOs are having a hard time with their capital planning and the impact it has on their cash flow. It all went back to data. And what we realized through our earlier clients is that we have a direct opportunity shaped by insurance to serve a $60 billion market that they have before them within the built environment. And over here, if you look at real estate value in Canada, just Canada or US, 20–30% decrease in the last 2 to 3 years because of interest rates, the work at home and so forth. And yet the costs are escalating exponentially. And what we found with CEOs, they say the risk is AI. The risk is my sustainability, my ESG reporting. We have mass timber projects here. The risk is, how do I insure this? How do I ensure that we have an asset that matches the life cycle that we want? The gap is the data. Novem's black box IP, if we want to call it that, our IP strategy. We take the real-time data, lots of sensors, automation systems, and so forth, but integrating it with the data sharing agreement that we've had ratified. Fundamentally, it's a platform business. Before we were Novem and University of British Columbia, this was our first one at the SIRS building. Dr. John and others were there at the time, but ultimately we connected a bunch of standalone systems. They wanted it integrated, but how? We made it happen. We then were able to bring that data up in a meaningful way, like pop on this, boom, real-time greenhouse gas, or what about the heat exchange, the underground systems they had going on, the geothermal, bring it up in real time. Everybody was so happy. And it gave them results. It saved efficiency, saved money, but it also helped them with real-time reporting to the regulatory and to the government stakeholders. From there, we went on with P&E as Novem, a first client, and what we saved was 25%. It was about $500,000. David is here, our customer, on the insurance in that first year because of the data and helping insurance, bridging insurance and the owner together. We also saved about a $5 million maximum probable loss on the ammonia plant in the old Coliseum, the Canucks old arena. How? Well, we correlated the data. That was our first artificial intelligence use case called capital planning. The CFO almost fell off his chair. He's like, how do you do that? And now we give them capital planning with finite down to the month, not plus or minus 5 years. That has a profound impact on cash flow. These are other clients of ours, our first seed investor here. We've got this larger project, the sports community in Quebec coming on. AXA XL, our first contract we're signing with a global insurance company to be serviced. They have 7 million buildings in their portfolio that we now have access to with the digital risk platform. Ceedar is invested with us actually this week, just formalized it. They gave us permission to put it up here. They're investing us in Arc Flash. One of the largest impacts right now with occupational health safety is Arc Flash. The more photovoltaic you bring in, the more car battery charging you bring in, and you plug it in with your system, your normal grid, the impacts that we're starting to see on Arc Flash are phenomenal. People are like, what was that? I was in one many years ago. This hit me big time. So we're investing in that. Lloyd's Market coming to North America with its digital risk strategy with Novem under a contract agreement. We are up here. You see Schneider, a partner in a way, but they're point solution. We're up here, driven by insurance and real estate, for insurance. A team of world-class experts, very honored to be part of the team that we've assembled. Vertical industry expertise, horizontal with tech, operation, economic, sustainability, finance. Our seed round, we're looking in a total of 2.5 million. We have 400,000 confirmed to other investors besides myself. 24-month runway with a 3 million ARR to break even. We have 12 customers that we see in that revenue stream, and we have not applied, but we believe we're EBC eligible. Use of funds really half on tech, half on the sales operations. So that's really the use of funds. We've got the data room and all of this set up. And on that note, I have my partner, Sam Whiffen here, who introduced us to the team, and we're so thankful. So any questions, we're here to answer any questions or meet later. But again, thank you all for your time.
Amazing. I'll get you to stick around. So any questions from the audience? Shall I go into my pocket of questions? I'll get us started. Oh, that was all. Here.
Could you please clarify when you said 3 million ARR, is that currently or is that an aspiration?
That's in the funnel. I wouldn't call it aspiration. It's in the funnel. It's not contracted today. The one that just received the verb was on a $2 million phase, the Quebec chasm I had up there.
So, the items on this were the 24-month runway to reach these 3 milestones in those 24 months was the goal. Any other questions? All right, I want to ask you one, Clint, here. So what I want to really understand is the topics of risk that you are addressing and how this is going to impact your target customers' cash flow, okay?
Thank you. I might have put a slide in on the, I'm not sure if it's there, but I will look. This one to the project and the ARR blended, so not aspirational. Everybody said no aspirational ideas, just show me the facts, right? And we're here today because we can now show the facts. I'm looking for a cash flow one to answer you. Here it is. So on this, and this was by Dr. Timmy out of Chicago, University in Chicago in the economics, cash flow impact. So if we look at an increase of 5% fixed asset utilization, like at the arena, like the vibrator system, vibrational systems in the, like a rooftop right outside, great example. If you can increase that by a 5% life cycle, it has a direct impact based on the economic models of S&P 500, impact 5% on cash flow. If you look at the revenue increase, what we're working on right now is taking the data as an asset, putting it on the balance sheet, and monetizing that revenue with the insurance company, AXA XL, we noted, and Blue Clarity, the Lloyd's of London group. That just juices their revenue for cash flow, but as well as their balance sheet. So just to give an example to that specifically.
Great, I appreciate it. You may find it interesting to talk about the value of data with another one of our companies presenting later today. But unless there are any other questions, give it up for Clint. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Next, I would like to invite Connor from Ceedar.
Well, I'm really excited to be here. My name is Connor. I'm the co-founder of Ceedar, which is the SaaS platform that gives digital-first companies. Okay, a little louder. So it's the SaaS platform that gives digital-first companies the full financial operating system that they truly need. So let's get to the problem that we're solving. Meet Brooke. She's the co-founder and CEO of a digital agency earning $3 million per year and with 20 employees. Despite having 3 software solutions, an accountant and a bookkeeper, Brooke is still herself involved in invoicing, has bookkeeping demands, and is doing cash flow, or it's doing forecasts over on a spreadsheet. So she's interested in cash flow, but her accounting reports are an accrual and they just aren't founder friendly. So all of these time-consuming activities are leading to her having huge missed growth opportunities, and she's not the only one with this problem. So on Ceedar, Brooke brings together all her information in one place, and she breezes through her admin, and she immediately benefits from the numbers that she needs to operate her business. Once she's brought everything together and benefited from all the numbers she needs to operate her business, then she's delighted because her financial operations are now simplified, unified, and at a reasonable cost. She's getting back to sales, which is her #1 challenge and priority. So when businesses switch to Ceedar, they find immediate savings both in time and money. A business like Brooks can easily save up to $1,100 a month, which is where our business model emerges from. At $190 a month on average, Ceedar looks more expensive than the competition. However, business owners will find up to 5 times that in savings on reduced bookkeeping costs and consolidated, reduced bookkeeping labor and consolidated software costs. So the competition, in terms of the competition. So the existing solutions are just financial Frankensteins that require separate services like HubDoc and Xero or Dex and QuickBooks to manage documents, bookkeeping, and accounting. Ceedar brings all of that together in one place. On top of that, our sector-specific AI models outperform these one-size-fits-all solutions. We are tackling true bookkeeping automation sector by sector. What we're hearing from our customers is that they're loving Ceedar because it makes accounting painless and delivers business intelligence right to their fingertips. These businesses represent a massive and growing market. They're the underserved services-based businesses. So our team is especially, we have a wealth of experience because before Ceedar, we co-founded a software agency that is where we first learned the depths of the business backend problems. And we became so passionate about this problem that we put everything else down to go and solve it. So our team's strength is our deep commitment to learning and to minding our gaps so that we can thrive while disrupting this market. Our team of advisors brings expertise in accounting, finance, business, marketing, and product. For traction, we already have 13 pilot businesses on board our software and our first paying customer. And we're poised to grow rapidly because we have an existing wait list that we're bringing in. And in terms of go-to-market, we plan to start tapping social media influencers and modern SMB platform partnerships that we're already in talks. So, and our users are already driving referrals, which is a key growth channel for our quality-focused product. Later, after we launch, after our public launch and the release of our Gen AI assistant later this year, we are looking to quickly expand to the US. So we're looking for $580,000 to fill out our enduring core team and to accelerate momentum. We've already raised $120,000 and our target is to hit 600 customers this year. So are you the right investor to help us take this market by storm? Thank you.
All right, great job. Way to bounce back. The nerves can certainly settle in, but we did not go too far over at all. So I want to open it up to any questions that we might have for Connor on Ceedar. Got a quiet bunch here today. That's quite all right. I always come prepared myself. And so I am just going to bring it.
Hey, Ceedar looks super cool, but there was also some another software that I saw that was also operating in the same space called Runway. I was wondering if you guys knew about that competitor and what you thought your strong points were against them.
Sure. So I'm not familiar with Runway at this point. I'm not sure if they're an early stage company or more mature. However, some people do perceive that it's a crowded space. And I like to say that our differentiation is that we take, at this stage, we take a long-term view in relation to the problem. And what makes that different is that a lot of the products that are seeking to solve this problem are actually seeking to solve a problem that accountants are having and to help accountants deliver sort of throughput to their clients. But we actually think that that's short-sighted because the disruption that's going on, macro view in the industry right now, is that service providers themselves, service-based businesses, are themselves getting disrupted, and that we need to be thinking around the bend, and that that's why our ICP, our ideal customer, is actually business owners themselves. And so we're selling our product to business owners as opposed to selling to accountants. And that's really different than anything else that you'll probably see on the market.
Great, thank you for that question. Any other questions? I will dive in to ask you a little bit about your sales funnel. So I know you're getting ready to launch. You have been working on your sales funnel, but maybe you could talk about that and the average contract value of your customers as well.
Sure. So our model for sales is based on a combination of, we follow the product philosophy of product-led growth, which is that the product is to a large extent self-serve for a large majority, especially of the lower end contract value customers. As if you look at the higher end of the contract value customers, there's got to be like inbound sales involved. So, so that puts our kind of customer acquisition cost around the $600 mark and our lifetime value around $3,400.
Great, I appreciate it. I think I saw a hand raised there. Do we have a question online? What is the valuation? Do you have your terms set? I think you said you've got a 120 filled already. So what are the terms of the round?
Sure. So our investment so far has been on a safe. However, we're not closed necessarily to other models. And the valuation that we set for our safe previously has been 6 million.
All right. Next, we'll bring up our third presenter. We will invite Alex from Fireswarm up to tell us more about his business.
It's an honor to be here today. We're here to talk about the fight against forest fires. Everyone here in this room has a story as to how forest fires affected your life in one way or another. Fireswarm will be deploying autonomous drone swarms for rapid, precise fire suppression in the years to come. The problem we're facing is existential. This is a map of the fire situation in 2023, which was the most destructive on record. There was 10 times more acreage burnt last year than there have been in the years prior. And over 230,000 people in Canada were forced to flee their homes. It's personal for us at Fireswarm. During the evening hours of August 17th last summer, our family experienced total devastation firsthand when a fire tornado left an apocalyptic wasteland in its path. 56 homes that night were lost, leaving our father-in-law homeless at the age of 76. With decades of experience, I've come to know a few people in the aerospace and drone industry. We've successfully assembled this experienced team, spanning experience from aerospace engineering to drone regulations, to business development, to drive this company forward. With this kind of talent, we are positioned for growth. The gap. Did you know aviation assets are grounded in low visibility or when the sun goes down? They're grounded when the risk to human life is too high, and also grounded due to pilot duty time. That means we're missing the opportunity to fight fires for essentially half the day. The key fact here is suppressing fires at night has a ×10 efficacy due to lower temperatures, higher humidity, and usually lower winds. Current strategies are just inadequate. Here's what we do. We're developing the proprietary software to automate the swarms of drones that are heavy lifters, to bucket water at night and in low visibility, essentially supplementing current air assets. Also, we're developing the logistics required to bring our drones in the vicinity of the fires themselves, which is absolutely critical for Transport Canada. In terms of a comparison, you can see here a swarm of 3 drones equals the amount of water carried by a single medium-sized helicopter. And to add to that, producing swarms of drones is much less costly and time-consuming than the current multi-year wait list than manned helicopters, never mind the pilot shortage. Here's an example of one of the heavy lift drones that we're working with this summer. The competition is automating manned helicopters, which is technically complex and costly because they're meant to carry humans, not just bucket water. The size of the market, it's now fire season everywhere on the planet. Every year, $50 billion are spent on wildfire aerial suppression. In the US, $3 billion, and in Canada, $1 billion. The aerial fire suppression market size is increasing, set to hit $16 billion by 2032. That's 6% annual growth. In the past 7 months, we've closed our friends and family round on a safe at $500,000. We filed a provisional patent. We're currently testing drone swarms locally. Currently, we've confirmed product market fit with government, First Nations, and industry. We have the green light from Transport Canada, which is critical. We've been accepted in government programs. We're registered in the X Prize to end wildfires, and we're positioned for growth with a team of proven leaders. The ask, we've just closed our first round of funding, and we are looking for $1 million in seed round to get us to our MVP in Q2 2025. This money will allow us to complete our coding for MVP software and execute on our pilot project. I'd like to leave you with this. We have a moral obligation to repurpose wartime technology and use it to attack wildfires before they become so large that no one can do anything to stop them. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Alex. Appreciate it. Any questions in the audience? All right, we got, I saw one go up at the very back. I'm going to run myself here. Why not? Who did I see had their hand up? There we go. Mandy, here we are.
So are you the software and the drones or just the software? I have a follow-up.
Okay, this is where I get my exercise. All right, everybody listen. Or you could just yell it.
Great question. So there are a number of heavy lift drone manufacturers around the world. We've been canvassing the globe, and we picked the number one that we've seen that is able to carry 350 kilograms and is turbine driven. Unfortunately, electric drones are not ready. So we are developing the software, and that is what that $1 million is for. And we are importing these drones, and we will be flying our pilot projects in the fall.
Follow-up question?
Looking at your leadership team, how confident you are or how competent you are in the software technology? Because I was looking at them like the previous page. They were more from aviation background.
Thank you.
Personally, my aviation background has been in systems implementation for 25 years, and running product teams has been a part of what I've been doing. And also, after 25 years of running around the globe implementing software and having this disaster come through, it was time to switch gears and get a team together to solve this problem. But from the team that I've been able to put together, there are a number of veterans here that are in the software building business. And we found the best, essentially, Arju pilot coders in the world to be able to solve this problem, and they're on staff.
And yes, Mark, we had a question. Are you agnostic of the drone hardware?
Extremely important concept. The IP that we're building, it's called the DASA layer, which stands for Drone Agnostic Swarm Algorithm. And it is critical that we remain agnostic of the actual drones that are in the fleet, meaning this software can be deployed essentially around the globe, as in when there are fires in Northern Hemisphere, these drones or different types of drones can be flown in the next season in the Southern Hemisphere.
We'll take one more question. Here we are.
Do you see yourself selling drones and the software, or just becoming an SaaS system?
We do not see ourselves, much like an airline, we see ourselves taking in assets like aircraft. Instead, for us, it's drones. But instead of an airline having to deal with pesky pilots, we have the AI layer that will essentially learn from all the missions and be able to take that in so that the next mission can be even better based on that. So from a capital assets point of view, we want to lease in the drones. We own the software and the IP, and we are also delivering the end-to-end service so that we can deliver service much like a helicopter provides a service to BC Wildfire today.
But if you said though it's a global problem, you could sell the software globally.
Certainly could. Here's a, okay, yeah. The question is very good. So if you know that the problem is worldwide, why don't you just sell the software as a SaaS platform? So the answer to that is selling a drone is a very, very small part of the market. Operating the drones is where a lot of the money actually is. So we want to have deployments of Firestorm solutions around the Northern Hemisphere that will be able to operate the drones. And when the season switches, all those drones are sent to the Southern Hemisphere and operated down there. That's the mission. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. We have David of OrbMB. Your partner gave a presentation at a last event for 90 seconds, but we've got you to give us the full 5-minute presentation. So I'll hand over to you here. Give it up for David.
So to let everyone know, I have a stutter. I have a special hearing aid to talk. If you see blocks like this one, I'm not having a stroke. It's just a stutter. So my name is David Hewer. Our company is Orb-Intel, our company brand is Orb-Intel. The company is OrbMB. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I am known for solving intractable problems, and I built the logic that drives our platform. Our CTO is Dwayne Nicole. He's had 3 exits, and he has won numerous awards for technical excellence. So in our age, it is data that drives shareholder value. But to drive that value on a daily basis, you need to know the tangible value of an asset. The whole world is trying to solve this problem for data. But there's a problem. There's no standard method to determine the value because it's an intangible asset. So that makes the daily management of data a story of heartache and pain. This came into sharp focus during the pandemic, and now with AI and all the other systems that generate and gobble up data, the problem of managing it is becoming exponentially worse. What we're hearing in the market is exhaustion and worry and loss. We're hearing fear of missing out, and we're hearing fear of falling farther and farther behind. The solution is Orb-Intel. This is our evaluation and metric service. We transform the asset to inventory. Using proprietary math logic, we define the intrinsic value, which must exist to have a cash value. Now, when an asset becomes inventory, then it can be managed like any other inventory. Right now, no one knows if their data is actually profitable or not. That stops today. Using Orb-Intel, we shift cost accounting from being a black hole to being an auditable truth. And this drives our business model, which is to use a manufacturing format to spark desire to process more and more data rather than trying to hold back the flood. In short, we deliver the profit and loss metrics that help our customers optimize data set production and help them find hidden cash in their own assets and operations. We shift data management from a cost center to a profit center. And at the moment, it appears that we are the only vendor in the market. We have the nucleus of a good team with expertise in the field, and we're seeking $550K to secure our IP and hire the expertise we need to run our pilot studies so that we can build a business that has at least 3 avenues to exit. So at the start of this, I said that it is data that drives the story of shareholder value. And now you've learned how hard and painful it is to actually make that happen. With Orb-Intel, we have shifted the conversation. Now we can say to our customers, how can we help you tell a better story? My name is David Hewer, the company is OrbMB, and our brand is Orb-Intel. And now I'm open for questions. Thank you.
Fantastic job. Yep.
Can I say something else? This is the first pitch I've done in my whole life where I did not stutter up a storm. My speech and hearing are mixed up. This special device uses sound to rewire my brain, but electronic crosstalk can make it really, really hard. And it's the architecture of the room as well. So I can say that this pitch, it took 17 years of practice.
Fantastic. Really, really, really impressive. You honestly were not too far over. I think we were 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So you're all right. Really good. Honestly, 100%. Anyone have any questions? Yeah, start off right here.
First, I really appreciate your spirit of that nothing can stop you, which is a really really big thing being as an entrepreneur. But just a question about the company. So is this method or algorithm or whatever that you are doing is also accredited by the contents and other like the financial businesses who are doing these conversations with their customer? Are they also recognize this method to replace the capitals with the profits?
This is a hugely painful problem. We're having a conversation with a major local company. I've had conversations with an international private equity company, and we're being offered an intro to a Big 10 accounting firm. Like at C-suite level, they represent tens of thousands of paying customers, and they don't know the value of their data, and they're struggling with it. Our software is driven by mathematical logic transformations that define the intrinsic value. And once the asset has a value, that allows us to structure the algorithms and software to mimic the manufacturing process, where we track costs from shipping and receiving out to finished goods inventory. Does that answer your question?
You share the same sentiments I have. It really is something that people are struggling with. I mean, I think we know that data is becoming king. It's one of the most valuable resources, and so if you can put a value on it, you certainly can. You have something massive. And so to your point, you will need some sort of legislation approval with this, or you'll need regulatory buy-in to this, or will it just be that if the PwCs, the KPMGs of the world say, okay, we're going to adopt this, they can adopt this? How does that work?
We have 3 stages. Initially, we have, with the support of CPAs and CFOs, our evaluation can be added to the balance sheet and cited in the notes. And according to CPA rules, it has to be used by the business going forward. We expect that our valuations will be in the ballpark of traditional methods. And with a SaaS solution, our estimate is that we would deliver results at around 2% of cost. At the next level, we would seek gap validation, how to do private contracts. And after that, we would go into a confidential regulatory sandbox to get that validation in order to go to regulated markets. I don't think we will go into a sandbox in the States or Canada. I think we'll go to the UK because it has only a single regulator.
Thank you so much. Any other questions in the audience here? Sean, 1 second.
David, thank you for the presentation. Is SOX laws in the United States an opportunity for you? I understand they require all public companies and the executives in public companies to have valuations on their intangible assets. This seems like it's in the wheelhouse. Maybe the US is a good playground.
Yeah, of course. So are the SOC regulations in the US an opportunity for you because they require companies to evaluate their intangible assets?
Right. What we've found so far is that the regulated sectors and capital markets in the States are very well, how can you put it? They had a hard time. I think they have had a time before the pandemic thinking about our solution because they locked up the market of data scientists and they didn't really want to share. But the pandemic has changed everything. There's a huge volume of data now. And I think that will be an opportunity once we validated in a sandbox. One of the interesting spin-offs of the tech is that we book it as a digital asset, but is backed by local sovereign currency. So it's not cryptocurrency. It is a digital asset that is backed by a legal tender. But I don't know how to have that conversation with Gary Gerstner.
Thank you so much, David. Let's give a big hand for you. Thank you so much. All right. Last but not least, we have our last presenter. I'd like to invite Carl Pringle up to introduce us to Delenta. We'll grab that up there. And Mark, let me know if any questions come up. Please keep the questions coming online. We do appreciate your participation as well. And thank you for joining online. But I'll hand over to you. Here we are.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carl Pringle. I'm the CEO of Delenta. We are a B2B software company that enables coaching companies to be the best versions of themselves. So coaching companies, I'm not talking about soccer or hockey coaching. I'm talking about business coaching companies, executive coaching, lifestyle coaching, trauma coaching, financial coaching, all manner of coaching companies. And our platform's actually been in market for just under 2 years. And the breadth of capability spans from an operational dashboard to enable the efficiencies of the back office staff, all the way through to a handheld mobile device to enable the coaches themselves and the coachees to have an interactive experience in real time, to enable scheduling of their appointment, to enable the sharing of files and documents between them. What this means is that we have significant foundational success. We are just pushing the US $250K mark in ARR. We've got over 20 customers, predominantly in North America, but in other jurisdictions as well. 500 customers, and our ARR growth is about 8% per month. The product has really been hardened, not by the number of users, but actually by the number of coaching sessions that have been performed. And that's really our North Star metric. So the problem across the coaching industry is that there is a severe gap in the marketplace. There is no comprehensive all-in-one application that enables them to do their end-to-end operations. So it's really summed up by the words multi-tool chaos. And what we offer is a solution that provides that all-in-one comprehensiveness, and it gets them beyond their process inefficiency, which manifests itself in customer churn, customer and internal coach dissatisfaction, and ultimately it constrains their profitability. And I know that some of you in the audience, by the way, are coaches. I've worked with you in the past, and you've all said, yeah, we suffer from this spot on. So let me bring this to life with a case study. Let me introduce you to Dr. Jim Rivas. He's the owner-operator of the Executive Leadership Institute in Phoenix, Arizona. They consolidated from 12 disparate tools to the Delenta platform. They save 6 hours per coach per week. Their top-line revenue has increased by over 2.5 times, and their NPS score by 1/5. This kind of metrics are common across the rest of our customer base. The market is huge. When you wind in corporate training and third-party coaching, it's a $400 billion market. We're currently focused on our beachhead, which is a $100 million market of the 20,000 North American-based coaching companies. There's some in the UK as well. And our go-to-market and customer evolution really started with the solopreneurs. So these are the 1 or 2 business executive coaches. We've got over 500. This is where our product first was hardened. We're now at the point where the Delenta platform is actually being integrated into the curriculum of companies that provide the certification and the education for these coaches. So that now is becoming a self-serve partner channel driven segment for us. And that's allowing us to focus on the small, medium enterprises where we're doing direct sales. This means that our annual contract values increased by 700%. And that's really the focus for us going forward. The business is really easy. We are a straightforward B2B subscription model, $499 per user on average per year. Currently, we're doing 22 deals per month. As I said, our ACV has increased by 700%. It's currently at 3,100. That's one of our key KPIs that we're tracking. And the sales process, we've got it pretty lickety split, less than 17 days. And the sign to live process, we're aiming for plug and play, and that's less than 5 days. So our projections based on all of this is putting us at a 25 million ARR company in 2028. We're driving to get our renewal above 90%. Currently, as I said, our renewal rate for all of our customers is 87. For our small, medium enterprises, it's 100%. And we're expanding that SME model in the channel expansion. We've got a good team in place. We're well balanced in terms of our expertise. We're passionate. Most importantly, we're competitive and we're motivated to win. So we're raising $750K US, really to build out our sales and marketing team. Our aim is to get to 1 million in ARR in 14 months. Our runway will be about 22 months. And the other aspect is to leverage our current partnerships that we've got in place and to replicate that process that we've got. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much, Carl. All right. Any questions from the audience here? Give you a minute to think about it here. I'm going to ask you about your early adopters. And I see that you focused on that I see that you focused on. I want to know how important are the enterprise customers to your short-term growth?
Yeah, so the enterprise customers, and I'll just go back to that slide. So we've got the small, medium enterprises, which makes up our current beachhead market of 100 million. There's 20,000 or so of these. This is the core market for us going into 2027. In 2027, that's when we start layering into the large enterprises, the corporate entities. We actually do have one customer that fits within that segment at the moment, but they're not driving to the short-term revenues.
Thank you. We do.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you two questions, but to save them from running. So the first one, you said that you had $250,000 ARR and 20 customers. That kind of puts the average of each client at $1,000 a month, $1,040 a month. So can you clarify that? And the second thing, how do you compare yourself with Go High Level and Coaches Council?
Yeah, so to answer the first question, we've actually got over 500 customers. So we've got a bunch of the solopreneurs as well as the small, medium enterprises. So that's that piece. And yeah, there are competitors in the marketplace, and the majority of them focus on a specific slice of the market of the capability that coaches need. So where we fit in is that we actually have the broad spectrum of capability for coaches, both for the solopreneurs and for the small, medium enterprises. So some of the competitors today either focus on, say, the CRM piece or the communication piece, or these are the programs I'm selling as a coach, but there's nothing that covers all of it for both the solopreneurs as well as the small, medium enterprises.
Great question. Any other questions? Saving them for networking, I see. All right. Well, thank you so much, Carl. It was a pleasure. Give it up. So again, if you have interest or feedback for any of the companies, please do make that known. You can always talk to them in the networking afterwards here. I see that caterers have come. We have food and beverages at the back. Want to make a quick announcement here. I mentioned that Manning Elliott is one of our new sponsors. We're excited to have them on board, and they're going to be a partial location sponsor. So I mentioned we've got obviously SFU Venture Labs, which we have been so appreciative of having this and still are to host our events with this beautiful view. But we want to switch up. We want to have more space for a few of our events. So our next event, which is on June 5th, will be hosted at Manning Elliott. We will be telling you all this through our email correspondence, on our website, all of that sort of stuff. It is on West Georgia Burrard kind of area, same time, and really excited for them to be putting on the event. They'll be introducing themselves and welcoming you to that event. Put that in the calendar there. We also obviously have the Next day, the online SUV program as well. And then our July event will be at the BCIT Tech Collider. I don't want to confuse you too much, so we'll make an announcement and make sure you all are aware next month. So just a reminder that if you're interested in the memberships of VANTEC, come chat with myself or Lindsay. They're super reasonable, and certainly I think the value speaks for itself, but definitely let us know if you're interested. And that's it. We want to thank you all for coming. We are going to be taking away a lot of the chairs, so if you do have jackets and bags and that sort of stuff, please do try to push them to the side so we can make some room here, but grab a drink, some food, and enjoy one another's conversation. Thank you all.